that's me. Like, so, okay, I know if you go to the club, you're gonna probably listen to me, or on the way to the club, you're probably gonna listen to me. Or you're hanging out with a girl, you're probably gonna listen to me. So I know my niche, and I would just say find your niche and find that circle of people that likes that and push.
Starting February off right with Loverance, our first recording artist. This is a fun episode, excited to drop it out to you guys, but a little bit of housekeeping to start off with. Make sure to drop over to our Instagram, Dedication to Excellence Podcast, on Instagram. Slide into the DMs and let us know if you would like to get a little more personal with our guests, be able to ask them questions and get your questions answered live. Let us know if that's something you're interested in, because we just may have something in the works.
We are live with another episode of the Dedication to Excellence podcast. I am your host, Eugene Tamampos, alongside my co-host, my right-hand man, my brother, the real brains behind the operation, Dustin Rayner. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. Just rocking it up here in Boise, Idaho. I'm excited to kind of shift course a little bit here on this episode. It's going to be fun.
Hell yeah, and we will definitely do that. But before we do, for those of you listening to the show for the first time, better late than never, I guess. The purpose of this show is to not just inspire and motivate, but to give you real actionable steps and operational strategies from high achievers who have done the things we'll be discussing with them. Because once you're excited, folks, you actually got to go do some shit. So today's episode, like Dustin was just mentioning, we are switching it up a bit. We have our first recording artist on the show. Now, if you're from the Bay Area and at all into hip hop, you definitely know this man. He goes by Loverance. And if you're not from the Bay, you've still definitely heard of this man because of his first single, Up, with one of the classic choruses of our generation. I beat the pussy up, 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 up. I did that no justice, bro. We gonna have you repeat that when we get you on. But 50 Cent will go on to hop on the remix. That hit got him to the Billboard Hot 100 and #2 on the rap charts. He's been active ever since. Brother, man, I'm excited to hear your story because I don't really have knowledge of what happens behind the scenes of the music industry. So I'm definitely curious to learn. Loverance, my bro, welcome to the Dedication to Excellence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. I appreciate y'all having me tonight. And before we go any further, I actually had the #1 record in the nation. Unfortunately, I'm in a category where they put R&B songs in the rap category. So Love in This Club, I believe, or a Beyonce song was #1 when mine was #2. So I had technically the #1 rap song in the country.
Okay. For the record, he had the #1 rap song. Hey, and if you about to lose a contest in the music world, I guess Beyonce isn't a bad person to lose to, right?
I'm not mad. I was mad at first. Like, I was like, damn, everybody wants that #1 spot, of course.
Yeah.
But, I found that little silver lining. I'm like, yeah, I had the #1 hip hop record.
Did she at least call you afterwards? Like, hey, Rance, man, I saw the way this went down. I apologize, bro. I'd give you the #1 spot if I could. You get that call from B?
Man, not her, not Jay, not Blue Ivory. None of them called me, man. I didn't even get an email, not even a carrier pigeon, nothing.
Tell you what, bro, once they hear about this, because you on the show now, because I'm sure they listen, keep in mind, while we talking stats, we are the number 46 most popular business podcast in South Africa. Just putting that out there.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to South Africa.
Yeah, and the Netherlands, you feel me? So anyway, pretty sure they vacation there a lot, heard the show, and expect a call from Beyonce or Jay, is all I'm saying. But yeah, we'll definitely get into that, bro. Some other things you've experienced in the music industry. But before we do that, tell us about your background, man. I know you're from the Bay. I think you're from the Bay, unless you're not from the Bay. But tell us how you came up and how you got into music.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in the Bay. I have lived other places, but majority of my life I've been in the Bay. I got started in music. Technically, I was about 15, 16 years old. I told my brother I wanted to rap, and he, kind of put me to the test. He sent me in the studio with one of his peoples from around our neighborhood, and I actually did a song right before my junior prom. So, and after I did that song, I actually got into a altercation with somebody, and they left the school, which we were both going to. And the only way I could pretty much highlight how I felt was dissing them on a record. So I had my first diss record at 16. And basically it just started from there. Like, and I've always been around music. Like I've been around music in different facets. Like I threw parties during high school, after high school. I always had DJ friends. Like I had DJ friends back in high school. So now they're all DJs in the club. So I kind of like tinkered with DJing, but like I'll put like playlists together and then I'd be like, yo, play these records. And that was kind of like my introduction to DJing. But also like, just like I said before, club promoting, throwing parties, rapping. I was in a singing group in high school.
Oh, so you got vocals too, huh?
I have no vocals. I have zero vocals. Basically, I'm a good songwriter, and I also know a lot of melodies. So
And they turned your mic off when you was up there on stage.
I had my mic off. They tried to little fizz me. They didn't even let me rap. I couldn't even rap in the group. Like they kicked me out the group. But you know, it's all good.
Pretty famous and backup dancing.
Oh man, I couldn't even be that. They kicked me all the way off, like out the group. Everything. It's like, can I back up dance? No. Can I spit a rap? No. Can I just be around? They're like, nah, bro. Can't be around.
You can take my jacket if you wouldn't mind.
Hold these keys for me, bro. All right. But nah, like that's how like around that time, like I always tell people like around like high school is when I started to really branch out and really say I want to do music. I just didn't know where I was going to be. I didn't know if I was going to be a singer, a rapper, a DJ, a hype man, a music exec. I didn't know where exactly. I just knew music was going to be in my future on the road to success. So, but it didn't come like quickly. It came like while I was in college. So it came like years later. And basically I was
just when you was messing with like HBK and all them?
Yeah. Like, cause we all like basically most of us, we all went to different schools, but like our schools are like rivals. So it's like, it's all one community of schools. Like, you know, every exit has a school. Right. So, you know, it's
what part of the Bay?
Richmond, East Bay.
Richmond, got you.
Yeah. So, you know, it's easy to connect. So when everybody goes to college, you know, for the few of us that didn't get to go away to college, they have to go to a community college. It's pretty much all the high schools together at this one community college.
I am the product of community college, brother. I feel you.
Yeah. So it's basically like, you know, oh, you were the best at your high school. You were the best at your high school. Now we're all here, and it's like, okay, how can
Avengers
we out? Like, you feel me, and build a team.
Yeah.
So, you know, with the HBK situation, like I said, I was just rapping. I was throwing parties, and my parties was bigger than my rapping, of course, because it was like an every week thing, every Friday, Saturday thing. It was easy to promote that because it's easy to bring people to something they want to come to anyway.
I didn't get one invite, but that's cool.
Yeah, man, look here. That's way back in the day, man. You know, that's way back in the day. But I just used basically what people were telling me about myself as far as the promotional goes, like, oh, what they like how I dressed or certain things I say, certain ways I promoted shit. And I was just like, all right, fine. Like I started like applying that to my music. And then that's when the music started to take off. And that's when I had to stop throwing parties and started to focus fully on music. And
I love it, man. I'm seeing a lot of parallels here from building a music career to building a traditional business. So like the things I can pull out of that were, number one, you built a network, you developed an ecosystem, you built credibility for yourself in that ecosystem that was related to music. And then you were doing your market research and responding to the market demand. They were saying, we like the way you do this, we like the way you do that. So you took that feedback, and as you developed your product of you, if you will, in your music, you implemented that into your music, and obviously that became a successful formula.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
I like how you broke that down, though. Like I was like, I never, you know, you're in the game, you're not even thinking about all that. Like you just broke it down real nice. I like that.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. I mean, what you'll notice, or at least from what I've noticed in life, is whether it's, music or business or relationships, the patterns, right? I was just talking to my buddy earlier about this. He trades stocks, and he says, you know, after doing it for years, you just start to see everything in life as patterns, and you can, once you get good at those, you can implement those into other things. That's why, like, the same skill set it takes to build a successful music career, I'm sure if you ever decided to do anything else, you'd kill that too, bro, just because you've already kind of picked up some of the skills of what it takes to just be successful, period. You know what I mean? But that's cool, man. So you link up with all these other top MCs from their local schools. You guys form a little group, and then what did that look like day one? Like, was y'all just having fun, or did you have like intention with it, or how did that develop?
Well, shoot, I ain't gonna lie. When that happened, it was basically I was just rapping on my own, and then that's when me and Sue linked up at the schoolhouse, and like I had, like I said, I had a bigger fan base as far as throwing parties than my music.
Mm.
And, at the time, this is when Sue started to drop some of his mixtapes. So, and I heard him. I was like, "Yo, man, you dope. Like, you should like push a hard line with this." So that's when I kind of like got more into promotional side of things, like promoting a product or artist or this song or whatever the case may be, opposed to promoting something that's going to only happen for this Friday or Saturday. And it was kind of like a different kind of like world for me, but it was fun. Like, like
how did you change? So what was your approach for promoting parties, and then how did that evolve to promote an artist?
Shoot, I feel like with the party promotion, I always felt like the loudest in the room gets the most attention. So if I come and I have 4 or 5 people with me, we all have the same shirt on, we all look like a rap group or a street team, but we're all promoting a party, and it kind of like it throws people off at first, but then the parties begin to.
Gotta love technology. Had some technical difficulties at this time, but you only lost about 10 seconds. We're gonna pick right back up now.
Third thing to be a person to tell you, hey, yo, we going to this event on Saturday. That's 3 times you don't heard about this event. You're coming to my event. So that was
multiple exposures.
Yeah, that was my guerrilla promotion kind of twist, But with that, transferring it over to music, it was like I learned that it's not going to happen Friday night. It's not going to happen tonight. It's not going to happen 3 weeks from now. It might happen a month, 2, 4, 5 months from now. So you're going to have to promote this same thing every day for X amount of weeks, X amount of months. And at the time, there was never a cap. Like, I'm going to do this for 3 months or I'm going to do this for 6 months. It was like, just keep going.
Indefinitely.
If it still moves, if it's still people are listening, people are still passing this around, still continue to create and put out music, but take care of this one though, and keep pushing this one, So that's what I also like learned. Like the difference between music and club promotion is club promotion, we're waiting for that Friday, Saturday. Music promotion, you're basically pushing it to a point where you hope to see it, but you might not see it. And club is kind of like you see it in the club. You show up to the club, it's 2 people there.
Basically what I'm hearing, it's like short-term thinking versus long-term thinking.
Exactly.
And so you got your first taste of promoting an artist with Sue?
No, it was a few other people, but like basically like I was around him majority of the time. So, and like that's my people. So it's like if I'm throwing parties or if I'm around people, I'm going to tell you about my peoples. Like, or most of the time I was on the song or I'm on a song or or just around. So it's like it's easy to promote something that you're a part of and that you're not like it just feels like love. So it's like, man, here, share this, show love.
You saying carry people.
Yeah, and it's not like to me, yeah, I labeled a promoter, but I didn't feel like I was promoting anything. I just felt like, nah, this is just showing love to something dope and something that I'm a part of. So, but of course, when I took a step back and looked at the science of it all, I was like, oh, damn, like, man, I wish I would have knew like everything I knew now back then while I was going through the process, because it was just a process and it was kind of like trial and error, so.
What are some of those things now that you would tell your younger self or someone coming up right now?
It's a lot. It's a list. I would say just to keep certain songs, keep pushing them. Don't give up so easily on certain records. Yeah, you might be rearing into that 4 or 5 month realm, but just keep pushing it because that 6 month is going to be worth it. And also just to probably just promote like different things in different ways. like we got like it's a hot record, and I see it happen a lot with a lot of other artists. They'll just have a hot record, and their thought process is, I gotta get another hot record. And the thought process should be that, but it also should be, what else can I create that's going to be beneficial, that has nothing to do with rap or nothing to do with music. That would be my next little thing, because the music, if you love it and you do it, it's always going to be there, and
sure.
But
but what opportunities can you leverage from the platform you've built?
Exactly. It's like you got other opportunities that you can go further in, that you don't even know about, that you're not even focused on, because you're too focused on that next hit.
I did want to ask you, like, how are some of the ways you've evolved your brand to leverage other opportunities? But before we get there, I still want to talk about climbing the mountain, if you will. So we're still back in the timeline in college. You guys are starting to make a little name for yourself. When did things really start like taking off?
It was around, like, I gotta say, like 2010, like still in college. But it was more of, my parties are at a high level now, and now the music is matching the parties. So now everything is just like a movie now. Like now everything is you have to become more business, like more business savvy, because now I'm no longer just throwing parties or throwing functions. Now I got a function, and then I have a high class club event in the city later on that night. It's a different world. So just going from that, it was a fast transition, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. It was definitely something to it was a roller coaster for sure.
It's better than going to class, man.
Man, no, I was still, but it's so crazy about it. I'm hot in the streets and still in class.
Let's go.
Like I'm so gangster. Like I transferred to the Academy of Arts, and it was only there for a month and a half, because I got my deal in November. So I was only there for a month and a half, and I didn't get to finish because the deal came, and I just told my professors that, well, shit, this is why I'm here. So I got, like, I'm doing
real
what I wanted to do. Like, you feel me? So, and majority of my professors, they was like, hell yeah. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they're ex-musicians or current musicians that, like I had a professor told me, like, I've been teaching here for 10 years or something like that. Is like, I've never had a gold artist or a platinum artist that, I got to teach.
So had Up already been released at this time?
Yeah. At this time.
Oh, wow. So let's talk about Up, because Up took on a life of its own, and I really feel like obviously that played a large piece of the puzzle, man. So how did that song come to be, and like how did you react to going from known locally to all of a sudden everybody know your name across who listen to hip hop?
Man, well, basically the song came up, me, Sue, Skip, two of our friends, we were in the studio at our boy Chief House at the old little HBK home studio. And basically it was just a vibe. Like, Sue was on the beat, he started kicking the beat off, and usually when Sue makes the beat, he already has the hook and or verse written or already halfway done. So one of the homies that was there, she brought her friend, and her friend was very aggressive. Her friend was always like, just talking about like sex. And she blurted out one time that she was tired of guys beating around the bush, so she just wanted a dude to beat it up. So, it was kind of like, whatever, brush it off. And then the beat gets kicked on, and Sue starts rapping, and it's like, okay. And then the hook comes, and it's like, oh, yeah, this is nice. But even after, like, during the recording, I didn't think it was gonna be like, big as shit. But it ended up being big. But it actually sat on a computer for a whole month before I actually went back and grabbed it and was like, yo, we gotta do something with this. Like, this shit is
really
hot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like everything we recorded at that time, like, I mean, I feel like anytime you step into the booth, you're supposed to feel like you're recording some hot stuff.
Right.
But around that time, it was like we couldn't miss. Like, every song, like every group member or every member of the squad, you feel me? Like, it was on fire. Everybody had like some good songs out, like or like we were making good music. So
real quick before we go further, can you kind of like just because so Dustin here, one, I don't think listens to hip hop, and two, isn't from the Bay Area. So can you, or maybe he does, I don't know. But I was gonna say, can you just like kind of give a quick intro of like the other members of the group? Because I know all these names. I know I Am Sue, Skip, all them, but for those who don't know who these people are in HBK, just some quick like intros there.
yeah, there was this Sue, Skipper, Cool John, Pilo, Rossi. And for like I don't know, for a short time, it was the Kaylani, Sage Gemini,
Yeah.
a few other cats. So yeah, it's kind of deep. Like, you know, it was like, and that majority of those cats is after me, after my little wave. So, you know,
It's the Bay Area Wu-Tang Clan.
man, basically, I mean, if you want to break it all the way down, it is basically the Wu-Tang Clan.
I mean, you was just right behind Beyonce, so like, yeah, you know.
Yeah, so this is a big ass group, Wu-Tang Clan, but
So y'all was in the studio and y'all started recording up.
yeah, after
sat in the computer for a month.
Sat on the computer for a month, and after that, like that's when I started to see the parties started to like go crazy basically, and I was like, all right, I felt like it was my time to capitalize on this good music we were making. And also, shit, I'm throwing great parties, so why not mix them both together, cross promote? So basically, I I used to hire DJs and kind of like not force them, but like, hey man, look, I'm paying you for tonight to spin, so spin my record. And luckily, the DJs, they didn't trip. Like they was like, all right, for sure, spin the record.
Yeah,
so
I want my check tonight. Yes, please.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So that kind of started the online. We had an online wave, of course, because of just the people who wanted to hear music from the group, and then also we had I had the club wave. So when a lot of people that ain't stepping out the house, and the other people that stepping out the house, they got the same song bumping in both places. So it started to take off from there. But even that, I released a song in 2010, and it didn't get hot in the streets until 2011, and then it didn't go around the world until 2012. So yeah, it wasn't just a flyby, night, and we, no. It was 3 years, 2.5 years, 3 years of figuring it out, readjusting, figuring out, readjusting. Oh, we got a hit. Okay, boom. Like, so.
Oh, so success does not happen overnight.
Nah, man.
Right.
I don't know what people have told you, but
plug it in and there you go. At what point in those 2 years did the remix take place?
The last year, the third year.
Third year, so 2013.
Oh no, 12.
12. Okay.
So, yeah, because basically, like that's what brought it to the nation. Like, because basically we only had one remix in 2011, and that was the one with YG, and that's what took it from the Bay Area and took it out to LA and kind of made it a coastal hit instead of just a Bay Area hit. And after that, it's
like wildfire.
Yeah, you can't deny that. Like, and even in that year, the certain people that's on the remixes of 2012, they heard the song in 2011, because a few people were definitely calling trying to get me off that record or try to sign me. So it was definitely already going. But you know how most stuff is. Oh, this is a cool record. Let's see what he does with it. And then 6 months later, a year goes by, and then, oh shit, he's still here. Like, cause I literally fell off the charts. I was on the charts as an independent artist, and then I got right back onto the charts when I signed the Interscope. It was like, people were like, damn, like, how long were you on the charts? And I had to actually look this up, because like there's a lot of hit songs that didn't last as long as my song on the charts. I was on the charts for like 50 something weeks. So, and then so I fell off the charts just to get right back on it in like 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah.
So how did all this with the song line up with your deal with Interscope? How did the deal with Interscope come to be?
Shoot. Basically, I had a few labels calling me, but I treated the labels how I treated colleges in high school whenever I was trying to get a scholarship for football. And I don't believe shit you're saying until you're in my living room. So labels is
Great
called.
advice. I think that's great advice.
Yeah. That goes for athletes, anybody, entertainers, anybody. Don't believe shit anybody is saying that is $1 million company or $1 billion company unless they're in your living room, because that's when it's serious. But I had a few labels calling, a few A&Rs trying to push plays together. But what happened was I was at a bowling alley in Daly City, and it was my niece's birthday.
Classic Bowl.
What the hell is that? They just remodeled it.
I think it's Classic Bowl.
It's Classic Bowl, but they just all right. But whatever it is, they just remodeled it though. It's all black now, and it's like
remodel the bowl. I don't know. I haven't been bowling in a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever it was, we was at the bowling alley in Daly City, and it was my niece's birthday. And the same day, it was Jay Valentine's son's birthday, and he was doing a birthday party at the same bowling alley. And his my brother and him went to school together, and I didn't know that. I was like, okay, that's what's up. But Jay Valentine, if y'all don't know who that is, he's an R&B singer from the Bay Area. He's a legend. He's also a legend in songwriting also. But he's also on the remix, the R&B remix. He actually put it together.
Nice.
But basically what happened with that was my brother introduced us, and he was like, damn, that's your song? I've been hearing a lot about it, but I thought you were from Oakland. And I was like, nah, I'm from the city, by the way, Richmond, but what's up? And he was like, that's crazy, because this whole time I thought you was some dreadhead cat from Oakland. Like, how? Like, what the hell? Like, what? And he was like, that's beside the point, but come to LA, let's have a meeting. And then, we linked it up, and then next thing you know, I'm in the room with Jimmy Iovine and Larry Jackson. That's another Larry Jackson. He used to work for Interscope. Used to be vice president of Interscope. He's from San Francisco also, so it's a lot of Bay Area ties in the music industry. But after we knocked that out, it was kind of like, oh, I felt at home. Like, I got Larry Jackson over here. He from the city. Got Jay Valentine backing me. He from the city. So it was like, okay, it's all love. It's a crazy 3 years, but it's all love.
So when you're in that situation, how did you know how to navigate that at the negotiation table? Because you hear a lot of these stories of young artists getting like screwed over and whatnot. Like, how are you savvy enough to put together something solid for both ends?
Well, shout out to my lawyer, Matt Middleton. He's also Diddy's lawyer, his entertainment lawyer.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So shout out my OG linked that up. Because of course, when you sign to a label, it's about like 70 to 90 pages on that contract that just like, it looks like Mandarin. I swear to God, you be over there.
Dang, like all the side effects of the vaccine. I'm sorry, continue.
And man, I'm saying, so, shout out to him, because he definitely simplified a lot of things for me. And also just shout out to like just people around me. Like, I had my parents, I had a few of my aunties, I had a few cousins. They'll just take a paragraph.
There you go.
And break it all the way down. And it's
like in class when everybody read 2 sentences and go on to the next part.
Exactly, man. Pass it on. But also just luckily just being also just throwing functions and then going to clubs and learning the difference between this is just a facility owner and this is a club owner.
Okay,
and,
so you already picked up some knowledge from just navigating that world. For sure.
And, I don't watch enough ESPN and seen enough NBA, NFL players' contracts to be like, okay, it's a give or take thing. You got to get as enough as you want, but you got to also understand you're giving up some things also. You can't have everything your way. And if you can, you probably don't need that deal. If you can have everything your way, why would you need the deal?
That's facts. That's true.
So, but just listening, just listening, be more of the listener than the speaker, what I'm saying? Just try to understand it. And also not acting like I do understand everything. Ask the damn question. If I don't understand it, like, what the hell you mean by that? Okay. All right, for sure. Oh, okay. Because
and that's exactly how you ask it, people. What the hell you mean by that?
It's exactly how, like, eyebrow squint. What the hell? And because then they're gonna give you that info, and if they don't, hopefully you got the people that's around you like, hold on, nah, that ain't true. But
Yeah, let me highlight that because as somebody, I'm not a lawyer, but I've been marketing legal services now for a decade. And so for 10 years, I've been telling this story of, yo, don't you dare sign shit without a lawyer looking it over. It's written in legalese. You don't understand that, neither do I. So.
Facts right there, because lawyers, get yourself a lawyer. Even if matter of fact, the best thing to do is to get somebody who hasn't passed the bar yet, and y'all can grow together. Like, especially for the young artists, y'all can grow together, especially if you're 22, 19, 18. Go link up with somebody that's around your age, and while they're learning, you can do pretty much the LeBron way. You're going to be doing entertainment lawyer, or you're going to be a lawyer, period. So how about you study a little bit of this for me, and you're always going to have business. And I think that's a dope ass way to, yeah, man, because they gonna look, they gonna need clients, and you gonna need a lawyer. So help somebody else out. So
hell yeah.
So
So you get your deal.
Yeah.
You sign. Tell us how that feels, man. Like, walk us through that season of life, bro. You got your deal.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I signed. They sent me the deal in an email, and I signed it in my living room. Like, I thought I was gonna be able to sign it like at the label. They was gonna have some champagne. It was none of that.
Beyonce was gonna congratulate you.
You know what I'm saying? None of that. Listen, I thought Dr. Dre was gonna come out. Eminem was gonna be like, "Welcome to the team." Like, nah, none of that. I didn't get none of that. But it was a good moment. It felt good because I done signed a lot of things in my life, like as far as getting new jobs and stuff like that, and that was probably the best ever new job I've ever had. Like, you feel me? As far as signing up for a new job. Oh, Interscope Records? For sure. But it's also, I felt comfortable because I knew more about the industry than a lot of other artists knew at the time, because I knew you're about to give me X amount of dollars, and you're not giving me this as, hey, welcome to the team. This is your money. It's just a loan. And it's the worst thing ever, because yeah, you might be up, a few $100,000 or $1 million, but you're really in debt, So, and
talk us through that, man, because I think that's something important to understand.
Yeah, no, that's definitely important and luckily, shout out to certain acts like TLC, that they went through legal stuff with their labels, and it kind of helped me like understand it and wanted to know more about it, because a lot of people will hear a person signing for $1 million and they think, oh, that person has $1 million to spend, or that person's a millionaire. And it's like, nah, the person is $1 million debt. That's what that person's in, because the label is giving you this money to go out and produce more of your product. And if you don't produce more of your product, they're going to be sending you a bill saying how much you owe them. So just knowing that much into it, and understanding that, all right, if you sign me for this much money, do I have this much money in the bank right now that I can just give you this money back? Or do I at least have half of this? So I'm not going to be over here, dragging my feet. And luckily, knowing that, before getting out of my deal with Interscope, as far as being an artist goes, I was able to, see the numbers and be like, okay, this is how much money I owe y'all. Okay. And here's your check. I'm out of here. Like, you feel me? And it's cool.
What led to the breakup?
Just creative differences. There was a few times I was trying to push certain songs or certain visuals, and it was always oh, well, this other artist is doing this and this other artist. And I'm like, y'all keep bringing up these other damn artists like I give a damn, but y'all brought me here
to be me.
To be me.
Yeah.
And now y'all ain't allowing me to be me. And also, it's just it's also priorities. And I also understand that. I was a hot priority at one point. I got cold, and now I'm trying to warm back up. You got other artists on the label that's hot. Who you gonna spend more time on? Them. It's understandable. So let's not waste each other's time. And plus, I could have been still signed, but what's the point of saying, oh, I'm signing Interscope? Because the first thing people are gonna ask you is, so what are you doing? What are they doing with you? What's going on? And I'd rather be unsigned than be a shelf artist. And plus, luckily, shout out to good people like Ghazi from Empire, who I was an independent artist with before my deal. So as soon as I knew I was going to get out of the deal with Interscope, I hollered at him and we put some things together so I could get my independent stuff back going. So it was like, all right, cool. Like I'm right back on the independent and back on the feet. But yeah, just understanding that, and understanding that I could have, like I said, I could have been there for 2-3 more extra years, but just say I am an Interscope artist, and that's cool. That's fine. That's not me, but that's that's a lot of artists I know that they be signed for many years and they be like, dang, I no album to show for it, or that just couldn't be me. I'd rather just be on my own than just be sitting in a group.
I heard that. Before we move past the Interscope season, though, talk us through how that the collab with 50 came to be, man, and what was that like, knowing that 50 was going to be on your record?
The 50 collab was Interscope. Basically, he heard the record before, but he was trying to sign me, and I was just like, nah, I'm not trying to sign right now. This, that, and the third. And fast forward a few months, maybe a year later, that's when I got the deal with Interscope. And then they was like, who do you see for the remix? And I'm like, me, I'm aiming for the sky. I want Interscope. I'm like, Eminem, Lil Wayne, somebody, give me somebody. Whatever y'all want to give me. And then I was like, yeah, I think we can get 50 Cent. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So he knocked that out like shit. Maybe the 2 days before Thanksgiving, the night before Thanksgiving, we shot the video. And then boom, next thing you know, the record label pushed the button on it right before the Christmas break. I don't know if you guys know about the Christmas break, but the Christmas break is pretty much all the radio shows, radio stations, and also music industry. They're pretty much shut down for like 6 weeks. So a few weeks before Christmas and a few weeks after New Year's, it's shut down. So basically, when you listen to a radio station around that time, no DJ is actually in the station. They just have a recording going.
Right.
So, the best time to actually get a hit is around that time, because nobody's in the studio to say, no, I don't want to play that record, or yes, I'm going to play that record. Your record is already in rotation.
Guaranteed
without anybody being there. So word to the wise, get your shit together around this time next year, because it's over for this year. But yeah, so when that happened, I was like, okay, boom, he knocked it out. And I didn't even believe it until I went to the video shoot, and we was right there by the Golden Gate Bridge in the city, and we had somebody's house, and he in their bedroom getting this haircut. And I'm like, damn, this shit really happened. This really happened. Like, but like I said, shout out to Interscope on that. Like, they put that together. I know he liked the record beforehand, but it was definitely Interscope putting it together. More Larry Jackson put it together.
One of the perks of being signed, I guess, right?
Yeah, no, most definitely. Like, it's just, especially label mates. Like, what I'm saying? It's like, it's like anything. Like, anytime, Kendrick and Eminem does something together, I'm not surprised. They're both signed under Interscope. Like,
Makes sense.
It always makes sense, and I'm like, hell yeah. Like, especially my biggest thing was, is he going to do the video? And can we do the video in the Bay? Because of course, the record label was like, yo, we gotta shoot this in LA. No, hell no. We gotta shoot this in New York. Why? Like, that don't even make sense. Like, it's a Bay Area record.
Bro.
Yeah, you feel me? Like, come on, man. And, pulling some teeth. But shout out to also Taj Mahal. He was the director on there. He from the Bay. And he said, he don't give a fuck if he had to drive his whole equipment and staff up to the Bay. And that's what they did. They drove up to the Bay from LA, because it would have cost too much money to fly everybody and the equipment. And I appreciated him for that, because, of course, that was going into my budget,
Right.
So, you feel me? So, I appreciated him for that, for surely, you know what I'm saying? Because,
hell yeah.
Shout out to everybody. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, shout out to every Bay Area person that I've ran into along the way, because that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand or get. Bay Area people will look out for other Bay Area people, like, especially to pull somebody up. I know it's a lot of hate that be going on around the area, but as far as outside, when we in another state or another city,
foreign territory,
we all got the same jersey on.
Boise, Idaho.
I love the big blue. What you mean?
Yes, sir. Hey, on behalf of the Bay Area, man, I appreciate you for insisting that the video be shot in the Bay to put on for the Bay, man. We
Oh
definitely don't get
man,
it.
man, shout out, bro. It's so many little tinker. Like, watch the video. It's so many. Like, we kept it so Bay because I knew the remixes were coming, of course, but nobody thought it was from the Bay.
Yeah,
like, they heard it when they said it was from the Bay. It wasn't surprising, but I was like, nah, this gotta be Bay. Like, this gotta be so fucking Bay. So
they gonna know it. They gonna know it's from the Bay.
We shot that video right before the Bay Bridge was even when they started the new bridge. You feel me? Because in the beginning of the video, they show the bridge getting worked on. So that's monumental to me. Like, you feel me? That's like,
yeah.
Like, you know, when you tell history, it's like you can watch my video and see history if you really want to see
a history lesson real quick.
You know what I'm saying? So beautiful.
That's what's up, bro. So talk to us about the transition going back to being independent from being signed and kind of how you manage your career from that point.
It's been a great time. Like, I've just been able to like really just hone my skills, also make the music I want to make, put out the visuals I want to put out, also tap in with other artists and, you know, give game to them. Only thing I probably
what's one of the biggest things that, so I think when we started chopping it up before we even started recording, I asked you, what are some of the things that I'm guessing these are some of the conversations you're having with the younger artists of how you've been able to separate yourself? Because there are a lot of people who try to do music and most of them never get heard to any degree. So what are you telling these young artists to separate themselves from the pack and actually be somebody who, you know, gets their music played?
Shoot, I give them the old faithful speech: be yourself. Nah, because like even now I hear it's like the same thing that was the same type of music that's out now was out when I was starting to come out, and that's like, you know, the thug music, and that's cool, you know what I'm saying? But everybody ain't thugs. Everybody don't shoot them up, bang bang. And, you know, you gotta just find your niche and what you like to talk about, you know, and drive it home. You know, you know, my thing is I talk about women, I talk about party, and I talk about sex, a hint of drugs. And it's like, okay, that's me. Like, you know, so okay, I know if you go to the club, you're gonna probably listen to me, or on the way to the club, you're probably gonna listen to me. Or you're hanging out with a girl, you're probably gonna listen to me. So I know my niche, and I would just say find your niche and find that circle of people that likes that and push. Because shoot, I tell people, especially in the Bay, it's like, man, you will be surprised who listens to the most thuggish music. It'd be the most non-thuggish person. But you know, but you know, it's like, but they found the niche of what they wanted to hear and listen to. So you gotta just find that person that wants to listen to you, man.
That's facts, man. Hey, Dustin, what is the like online marketing equivalent of that? Because I feel like you can talk about like Facebook ads using that same like comparison, like lookalike audiences and stuff, you know?
So finding your niche?
Sure. I don't know. I feel like just how I drew like a parallel earlier. Because when I'm hearing him talk, it's like, yo, figure out who your audience is and then double down on your audience, right? Isn't that in essence what you're doing with digital marketing?
In essence, yeah. It's just finding your niche, finding your customer avatar. It's the same, you know. Where your outliers are actually in the music industry may be a little bit different, just because, I mean, you've got some outliers that just are outside the traditional age group or something that are also consuming your music at a very high rate. So you've got to definitely find those outliers, but you've got your probably 60-70% that's all kind of resemble their attractions, what they like, what they mingle with, their age group, their gender. So yeah, it's pretty much the same. But you got to speak to them. That's the thing, is the message. The message is everything. The offer, you've got to communicate directly to them so it's received.
And shout out to another first on our episode too, man. I was waiting for someone to spark up while we were recording. Like,
I was about to ask you, I was about to say, can I slogan here? Can I
show, bro?
Is it good to slogan here?
Hell yeah.
I got some drink too if y'all know.
I'm about to go spark up right after this. So a question I got for you is, when I met you, shout out to Believe and Josie at the studio over there.
Yes, sir.
When I met you, I had asked how you had pivoted your career, because I know a lot of it was based on touring and doing shows and events, but with that not being an option in today's world, what have you done to reinvent yourself in order to acclimate?
Really just I haven't really did anything new because I haven't put out no music during this quarantine. I just put out a video. But well, basically I've been practicing on the craft. I've been working on the craft, making the craft better. But man, I feel like now since we can't perform, rolling into definitely this next year, just you gotta start dropping music, of course, but it has to come with something. It can't just come with just a song now. You gotta give it a little video. You gotta give it
a dance.
Yeah, maybe a dance. You know, certain songs can't have a dance to it, but you know, like a dance. Some commentary, you know, yeah, all like you got like it's like you can literally make a whole bunch of other stuff now with just one song. And that's why I started to pivot towards like helping the artists I'm working with and also just figuring out myself like what I want to do for the first 6 months of next year, because it feels like it's going to be the same thing over again. And I feel like since there's no more live performances, your music has to be great now. Like, come on, man, you can't be putting out trash. There's nothing but time on our hands. Like, you ain't putting out trash. So, I just feel like, spend that time. Since I could have been just putting out music or just, whatever, but I wanted to spend the time working on the craft and then being able to, capitalize on it when I put it out, because now we can't perform. So we're basically just rolling on streams and other avenues that we work.
If I may dig a little deeper on that, when you say working on the craft, what are some ways you work on your craft?
Writing every day. Most people just write when they go to the studio. I write every day. I dedicate an hour to writing every day. Also just listening to older music, newer music. If I was an actor, I'll be studying more film, since there's more time to study it. So I just been working on that craft like that, like working on my skills, maybe writing certain records that I will never rap, or maybe write a song for another person that I probably never send off, but just making sure my game is tight. So whenever I step on a clay court, grass court, whatever kind of court, I'm ready to play some damn tennis. So you feel me? So that's what I would say perfecting the craft would mean for me and what I do.
What was it? The cranberry juice guy. He actually lives like an hour and a half away from me. He actually just bought a house like right a little bit away. He lived in Twin Falls, Idaho, which is kind of funny. But he went on, I think, to buy his chick like $50,000 ring and bought a house and got a brand new car. Like, he just ended up making a crap ton of money off of just that going. But that song actually hit on the records again because it went so viral.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, Fleetwood Mac. That song hit high on the records again. But yeah, TikTok's amazing since it's not getting banned from the U.S. now. Hitting those viral get your plays on.
Man, facts, big facts. Look, and be your neighbor. I might move up to Idaho.
So Rancy, so what are some of the plays you got cooking up for 2021, man? I know you kind of just alluded to some of them. I mean, assuming the world kind of comes back to what it once was like.
Man, the world ain't coming back, man. See you guys in 22. I mean, I hope to see you guys sooner, but how it's looking,
the way our system's set up,
the way these months
you guys are out in Cali, so.
I mean, look, man, we're breaking all the rules. They just put us on another curfew tonight. Yeah, all right.
I said this in my Instagram story, bro. Who would have thought we come to a point in life where you could be smoking weed at your family gathering and the illegal part is the family gathering?
Oh yeah. What's funny is you got, it's kind of like Chicago with the most like crazy gun laws. Yeah, they got the most gun crime, but you got California with the most crazy COVID laws, but they're actually hitting higher than everywhere else. It's like, come on, when are you gonna realize that ain't working?
It's not working. But I ain't gonna lie though. I think, and we had this discussion last night in a roundtable discussion. I told some of my friends after going down to certain places like Georgia and Alabama, I started to ask myself, is California's numbers high because we are actually going to get tested, or are our numbers just high?
So let's unpack that.
I don't know. Like,
tests are at an all-time high right now because Christmas. So we'll just wait until after Christmas. Wait for the big spike. Whoa, phase 3. Things are going. It's all just numbers.
I mean, there's the seasonal effects. There's the fact that, I mean, you know, depending on who you believe, this is just my opinion. So, you know, hate mail, send it. I don't give a fuck. Like, but
let me see. What's your email? What's your email? I'm about to send it right now.
It's gonna be at mindyourbusiness.com. DM me. Follow me first though. And obviously, I think the numbers are inflated at this point. Did you guys just see the CDC literally reclassified pneumonia and the flu officially as COVID? Like, they basically said, if you have any issues that resemble COVID, they just gonna call it COVID now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're not hiding anything. From the beginning, they were like, hey, this doesn't mean that you actually died from COVID. You could have had all these other issues or died from this, and it's still going to be labeled as COVID. And then
dead ass, you can get hit by a bus with COVID in your big toe.
But those are just
COVID death.
Those are deaths. But the funny thing is you've got all these probable cases locked in with the same amount. So like, when they ask you those questions, if you actually test positive for COVID, whether or not it's right or not, then they're like, how many people have you been around? Or they do the tracing. And then all of a sudden you've got one that turns into 15, 20. And then that just spikes up the numbers. But everybody's getting tested right now because they're going to go see their family for Christmas. So that's going to go up. And just be like, oh my gosh, numbers are an all-time high after the New Year's. And it's just going to go crazy.
Yeah, but what are the recovery rates though?
I mean, be what you think with the president, but he did say one thing: tests go up, numbers go up. Wow, who would have thought?
That's all I'm saying. That's all. Like, cause like people love throwing out California numbers are crazy, and I'll be like, nah, I ain't been in no other states besides 3 other states besides, you know, California. And that was Arizona, Alabama, and Georgia. And from those 3 places that I went to besides California, when I got off the airplane out of the airport and I'm still rocking my mask, people were looking at me weird. So I'm thinking to myself, people are looking at me weird while I'm in these other states, but our numbers are high. Okay. And then I'm thinking, okay, we barely have clubs open. Like all our clubs or lounges that were open were outside or they were just on the sidewalk. I was in Alabama and Georgia, and literally the clubs were open. Open. Like people were in there with mask on or mask off. They're in there though. And I'm thinking to myself, how is this possible that California numbers are so high, but we're literally not doing half of what other people are doing? And I thought to myself, it's because people aren't getting tested.
You got to be careful, bro. You're exercising critical thinking skills, man. That, you know, that offends a lot of people these days.
And I know.
Yeah, right. If you're worried, open the gyms and tell people to cut back on the Big Macs. But I mean, it's pretty interesting to see what's to come, because everybody was like Sweden, and now all of a sudden we have a little mini Sweden inside of the United States called Florida, and we'll see what happens there.
Florida, and I was about to go there too, and I was like, no.
Yeah, they on some other shit, but
I mean, the thing is, like, you can put all these numbers out there and obviously run millions and millions and millions of tests, but at the end of the day, you're not going to invent more people in the United States. We know there's a little over 33 million people, and on average, every single year, a little over 2,000 people die every single day. So at the end of the year, we match that up with 2017, 16, 18, 19, and I don't foresee much of a big uptick like in the deaths.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be
every day,
even,
man.
if not below 2018 and 19.
All I'm trying to say is open this shit back up, because I want to see Rance back on tour so I could be on stage. God damn it.
And that's a fact, Jack.
God damn it.
God damn, I'm missing out on fucking money, man.
So we will.
Right. I want to be a hype man.
I'm trying to go back to Boise, okay?
Hey man, they loved you here. You were on repeat everywhere.
Hey, look, I know, because I seen the the paperwork. I can't remember the sound scans. I was like, damn, like Boise, Bakersfield, Fresno.
He was like,
Bruh,
Boise, fucks with your Boise.
I love you all, y'all, like for surely, because those are the shows. Those are the real, like, you know, of course you get your LA shows, you get your San Francisco shows, your Vegas shows, but those in between shows, though, those Renos, you know what I'm saying, those Portlands, like those are the lick, because those are like, you can go out there for a weekend. Like you be out there for the show be on Saturday, you be out there Thursday night.
That's why Tech Nine loves it here. He's here whenever we got live shows. He's here like every other month.
Just chilling.
Just chilling.
I'm like Tech Nine in Portland. I be in Portland every other. It's like, you live here? I'm like, nah, but you know what?
Like, offering, you know
what I'm saying?
Look out for the Tech Nine Loverance collab 2027.
Shout out to the legend, man. I can't rap that damn fast, man. He gonna have to slow down.
Oh man,
slow.
I'm a West Coast cat. I can't. I'm like, whoa! Like, I can't do that. I tried. My cousin used to try to teach me back in the day. He tried to teach me how to rap like Bone Thugs and Harmony, because he's from Ohio. Well, he is from, and I still got some of the raps in this old rap book, and I remember reading that, and I was just like, why? Why this?
Hey, we all heard Crossroads and thought we could do that same thing, bro. So.
Man, I miss my Uncle Charles too.
Times, yo. Bro, Loverance, man, definitely had a great time with you on the episode, man. We coming up on the hour, but we definitely got to do this again. And hey, by the way, if I ever decide to launch my rap career and you want me to hop on a mixtape, I might just throw a verse on one time for the one time, you know.
Man, we can make you happen.
That's what auto-tune is made for. Eugene Force.
If I send you a verse and it's hot trash, just feel free to discard it. But if you like it, you know, we could talk.
Hey, we might put you on World Star or something, man. Make it fast.
What's really funny is darn it, I'm forgetting right now. What's his name? He was briefly on the Masked Singer. Auto-tune, always auto-tune. T-Pain. No, T-Pain. Yeah, I'm like, that man actually has vocals. Like,
that man can sing.
You know, you wouldn't actually see that for most of the songs and the hits that he does when he tunes his voice and stuff. But dang,
I'm gonna be honest with you, because he was a rapper, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was, it was kind of like one of those situations where there was like, man, we gotta do something different. I gotta come out different. And you know, people could sing, but a lot of people can't sing.
Yeah.
And you know, if you can sing a little bit, got a little melody, okay, boom. And then I thought this auto-tune on it, you sound amazing. Now just imagine if you can sing and then you throw auto-tune on it. It's like, oh shit. Most people just think, oh, they can sound amazing because they got auto-tune on their voice. So they always, you know, apply that to T-Pain. And it's like, nah, you know, you really gotta actually know how to sing to use auto-tune, or at least carry a tune to use auto-tune.
I dated a singer a while back, and that's just kind of what she did. She was actually like Elsa for, she lived at like Disney one time, and that's what she did as a gig for a while. But
no, man.
Yeah, right. Her name's like Darian Renee. She's an amazing singer, but she you don't realize a lot of the stuff, like a lot of the mics are already kind of tuned automatically and a lot of things like that. But there's a lot goes into the music. It's crazy when you get inside what you don't see.
Nah, my live mic is tuned.
Yeah.
That's what's so funny. People be like, how I got an auto-tune mic in the studio. How did you get a mic at this live show with the auto-tune on it? I'm like, I brought it. You got your own mic? I'm like, yeah. It's funny because now we got COVID, and I always used to say before, I like, because I don't want your spit on my lip. You know, I'll be always putting the mic up to my lip. Like,
yeah.
COVID now, man. It's like, yeah, now that special rest
ahead of your time, brother.
Hey, shout out to Cisco. Shout out to Cisco. He used to have a random ass dragon mic that I was kind of like inspired by back when I was a kid.
That's funny. So my cousin, she's about to have a baby with his old bandmate in Drew Hill. Well, he was like with Drew Hill for a second. He never made it to. This is right when Cisco was on his way out.
Oh, you talking about? Wait, you talking about when they made the fifth member, or?
He was living in the Drew Hill mansion, man, and he wrote songs in Mark Tab. I don't know if the name.
I don't know, because you know Drew Hill, they went through 4, and then they had 5 members, and then they
Bro,
just
I knew Cisco and Nokia like everybody else, and didn't know any of the other things. I did
Come
not.
on, man, you gotta remember Jazz. Jazz was the big one.
Damn, this whole time I thought that was Nokia. See, I didn't even know Nokia then. Shit.
Oh my God,
My Drew Hill knowledge.
Look at you failing already, dog. Go ahead and.
But anyway, my verse on the mixtape though still gonna be hot. Rancy, before we let you go, we got to end it with our signature question, brother.
Okay.
We are the Dedication to Excellence podcast, so we always like to close the episode out by asking, in your own words, sir, what does it mean to you to live a life in dedication to excellence?
Well, I thought you were about to say in dedication to like Lil Wayne. I'm gonna say, oh shit, dedication to
dedication to Cisco.
Dedication to excellence. I mean, shoot, writing down your goals, or mentally taking down your goals and executing them every day. Not waiting to execute your goals. And having a goal, a daily goal. Like you shouldn't just have goals just that's set in way in the future. You gotta have daily goals. You know, daily goals for yourself that's a step for success if you have a daily goal. So daily goals will get you through the day for surely.
Mentor Tommy, what you do daily becomes who you are permanently, man. So I fucks with that to the nth degree. Loverance, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for being on tonight. Where can people follow you, find you, listen to your music, all that?
Man, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I'm still on MySpace.
Hey, follow him on MySpace. Put him on the top 8.
MySpace. I'm still on there. I don't know my password, but I can still go look at the page. Loverance across every platform: Spotify, iTunes. Hopefully on one of your playlists on your iPod, if you still have one, or if you just hanging out at the house listening to CDs and tapes still. I'm on those also.
I'm gonna bump your cassette as soon as we done, bro.
Put
you in the A-track.
Hey, put me in the A-track. I got the 12-inch, you know, I got the little, you know what I'm saying? It's good, man. I'm here. Whatever platform you need me on, just type in Loverance. I'm there.
Hell yeah, guerrilla marketing at its finest, brother. Well, hey, man, again, appreciate you for being on. On behalf of the Dedication to Excellence podcast, I'm Eugene Samanpost alongside my co-host, Dustin Rayner. Appreciate the love and support we've been continuing to get. If you like what you hear, leave a review, tell a friend, tune into the next episode. The numbers are going up and up and up. Word to your song. And shit, we'll catch you all in the next one. Everyone stay blessed. Peace.